Yeah, Waino, I thought was a continuation from his last start. Just well-located fastballs, trusted it, a plus curveball today, and effective with the changeup and the cutter, and not overusing anything, but putting all pitches in good spots today.
Has he finally found the right mix, do you think? I mean, to see there were multiple guys who were going down to their knees swinging through the curve. Does he have the right ratios, do you think, now, on the pitch speeds and sequencing?
Yeah, I think so. I think he still has to make them aware of the fastball. And he's got a good fastball still. I mean, you saw 93 his last inning. I mean, that's a good fastball. But he has to keep them sped up a little bit to make that curveball effective. And just not falling in love with any one pitch, whether it is the curveball. And I think early on it might have been more the cutter. And, that's a pitch that if it gets too much to the plate, goes a long way. And I think he's using it effectively now in good counts.
You got any better read on Wong's injury than you had before the game?
No, they're very optimistic, though. It'll still be a day-to-day, but it seems like it's something that took a good step forward last night, so that's positive.
And when you said pop, it sounded a little bit different than
Well, and that's what he said, too, is first thing came to his mind is he popped something in his non-throwing elbow. How's that happen? And he was really concerned. And, I guess rightfully so. But everything showed up today much better, and the doctors are very confident that at this point, last we heard, as long as it just keeps feeling better, kind of a day-to-day thing.
To see Johnny, his first 5 plate appearances, get on base, what kind of, I guess, what have you seen from him so far, but also what can that mean to you guys moving forward to have him ready even off the bench?
Yeah, I mean, you never know. Something like Colton pops up. What kind of options do we have? Greg Garcia's doing a great job, but you also have the versatility of a Jerko, and if you got Johnny swinging it well, and it's a tough matchup for a lefty. I mean, those sort of things go into the conversation, and we'll take every good player that we can. And Johnny's a good player. We just had to give him some time to get his body right and get his swing right, and he's in a good place in both regards.
Ledman's had some good at-bats today. What did you see in his approach today?
I think what you saw is aggressive in the zone instead of aggressive out of the zone, which we have seen quite a bit of, where he's going out to go get pitches that aren't even on the plate. And, that happens in this game. But you see him go ahead and take a real tough walk and then brings him in to the middle or closer to the middle of the plate, and he's dangerous. He's dangerous on pitches that get too much, and I think it's just him trusting himself. Some guys just get to that point, and I get it, that you just don't want to get to that 2-strike spot because you don't feel good, like you got a chance, and you fight that all the time. And he looks to me like he's trusting himself. He's not afraid to get to 2 strikes, take that borderline pitch that may or may not get called, and then wait and hunt something that you can drive, and smashed a couple balls today.
You had a 3-5 homestand. Do you feel like you could have won all these games?
Certainly could have been much better record here at home. It's tough giving those ones away where we have a lead and we get late in the game. Those ones are hard to swallow, and we had kind of a homestand that looks like we played better than what our record showed for the majority of those games. We just had some lapses late that ended up hurting us, and we got some tough games ahead of us, so it's going to be a good test.
When you're coming off a game like yesterday where offense was hard to come by, was Grichuk's hit kind of a tension breaker there in the second?
I would say so, yeah. That was big. You get bases loaded situation, and we're right at that point where it does look like this could go really good, or that would be a deflating at bat if it doesn't somehow get a run across the board. But he's had some good at bats here lately. He's been victim a lot like Carp of just missing balls that are right to the wall. Carp actually found a different part of the park and went a little further, so that was nice to see. But Grich too, driving the ball in the last double, had a couple real good at bats. Just a lot of positive things today. Tommy Pham setting the table early, first batter of the game, running down a ball that many teams aren't going to catch that ball. And so saw a lot of things that we thought were pluses to build off of.
Similar what Grichuk is doing, the way you described Diaz about being aggressive in the zone versus out.
Yeah, I think that's true. Yeah, very, very similar. both guys have the opportunity to go on a roll and get real hot, and hopefully what we saw today is something that we'll see to continue on the West Coast.
2 runners on, a good lead, that the kind of thing to build from for Brett to leave those guys stranded.
Yeah, and to come in and face a couple tough lefties too, and make quality pitches in a situation where I know those bullpen guys take a lot of pride in coming in and bailing out a starter. And I know Adam in particular, we brought him out 2 starts ago and had some runs given up, and that stuff wears on our bullpen. They take it personal, and so I know he wanted to get in there and make something happen on the positive side. And these are 2 outings in a row where I think we're getting closer. Just kind of keep building that up, like every other player, just confidence. And once we get Brett's confidence up, the stuff, they go hand in hand, and he's going to get big outs for us.
Wainwright had an inning there and a habit earlier where they would get a lead for him. He was very frustrated by giving that lead back. That happened.
Adam?
Adam.
Yeah.
It happened a few times. And it's
almost uncanny how often, he would get some run support, and we called it a shutdown inning. We want to shut down inning, keep the momentum going in our direction, and even if we score 4 and they score 1, it shifts that momentum. And so I know it's something he's taken serious and taken a lot of pride in, is being able to, after we score, to go back out there and get us right back in the dugout to add on.
For him to do that today with runners on base, it was kind of a mix of things he wasn't doing earlier, shutdown innings, and also struggling with guys on base out of the stretch. So is that a big sign of his
I
stuff?
saw a lot of, just like his last start. I mean, when he had to make good pitches and he had guys on base, I saw him be able to execute. And this is the guy that we've watched for a long time here, and it looks right.